Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me for our session on 10 tips for an exceptional live chat experience. All the tips that I'm going to share with you today are based on real lessons learned by HubSpot's marketing team. And if you'd like to tweet during the session, feel free to do so using the hashtag #MarketingIn2020. My name is Pamela Vaughn. I'm Principal Marketing Manager at HubSpot, and I focus on website conversion rate optimization and copywriting. And in that role, over the past few years, I've spent a lot of time testing and experimenting with live chat on HubSpot's own website. Now, if you're still on the fence about whether you should add live chat to your website, there's a couple of stats I'd like you to consider. First is that 89% of consumers would like to use messaging to communicate with businesses. And one of those options for messaging is live chat on your website. But the fact of the matter is that only 48% of businesses are actually equipped to connect with customers through messages. So there's a big disconnect between the number of people that are ready and willing to chat with businesses through messaging apps and the number of businesses that are actually giving them the platform to do so. So the question is, are you giving them that option on your website? This is just an example of how we're doing that on HubSpot's website. This is a product page for our Sales Hub product. And as you can see here, we have chat enabled so that our prospects and customers have that platform to communicate with us. So let's just dive into the 10 tips. Like I said before, these are all based on lessons that we've learned about live chat over the past few years. Okay, tip number 1, use live chat as a website conversion tool. So I think when people hear about live chat as a website tool, the first thing that they think about is using it for customer support. And that's a great use case as well. But there's this other great use case, and that's as a conversion tool. And in fact, on HubSpot's website, chat actually has the second highest close rate of all the conversion types that we offer. And it's second only to inbound calls. So people who are finding our sales number on the website and picking up the phone and giving us a call. So it has huge potential. Here's an example of how we've used it on our website. So very similar to that example I showed you before, this is a feature page within our Marketing Hub product focused on our email marketing tool. And the live chat greeting that we're using here is inviting users to chat with us to learn more about that particular feature and how it fits into the greater Marketing Hub product. Tip number 2, use live chat as a customer support channel. Like I said, this is one of the most common and best use cases for using live chat on your website. And actually, we've learned in all the CTAs that we've tested within the HubSpot software. So basically, if our users, when they log into their HubSpot account, the preferred way for them to get help was through live chat. And also, even though we use HubSpot's live chat tool primarily for a conversion opportunity, 10 to 15% of the chats that we receive every month are support related. So you really need to consider that use case as well if you're opening up live chat on your website. So the tip here is to have a strategy to route and support those users who are looking for support. So one of the ways you could do this is to point them to relevant help documentation in your knowledge base, as it's relevant. You can reassign them to support-focused chat agents if you primarily are using chat for conversion. You can have your chat agents recognizing the support use case and then transferring that chat to someone better equipped to answer it in your support team. Or you can direct them to a help desk page on your website, kind of like the example you see here, which is a page that we have on our own website. Tip number 3. If you are going to add live chat to your website, whether or not you're using it for conversion or customer support, you need to make sure you're set up to meet the demand. So essentially, before you open the floodgates, before you add live chat to a number of pages on your website, you need to build the infrastructure to meet that demand. If you don't, you're going to end up with an experience like this one. This is a real experience that one of my teammates had. She was on a website that had chat. And obviously, this company was not set up to handle the demand she just kept getting this message over and over and over again, which is obviously not the best user experience. And in fact, the only thing worse than not having live chat on your website is not responding to live chat. If you have live chat, you're setting the expectation with your users that someone is on the other end ready to answer and respond to those messages. And if you don't have that experience, it's going to be a terrible, terrible experience for your website users. So how do you avoid experience like this? First, be thoughtful about your strategy to staff live chat. First thing you can do is to start small. Pick a few pages on your website to add live chat, see what the volume is like, and then go from there and add to more if you are able to support that bandwidth. Think about the traffic that the pages you're adding chat to is generating. So the more traffic pages get, the more likelihood you're going to generate a high volume of chat. And then also consider the intent of those pages. So if you're using chat as a conversion tool, think about the pages that are most likely to generate the types of conversations that you want to support. So product pages, pricing pages, pages that people who are more likely to be visiting if they're further down the funnel and in that product evaluation stage. Tip 4, to help control the demand, one thing to do is use segmentation so that you show chat only to certain contexts in your database. So for example, if you are using chat for conversion, you can basically decide to only show it to a list of contacts with a high lead score or contacts who have visited those certain high intent pages on your site, like your product or pricing pages. You can also decide to suppress certain contacts, like existing customers, if you're not set up to support those support-related chats. This is a way to control the demand. This way you can weed out the types of chats that you don't have the bandwidth to support. Tip 5, use chatbots to help you scale live chat and create efficiencies. So a few different ways that you can use bots. HubSpot also has a bots product that works really closely with our live chat product. You can use bots to direct users to the information they're looking for without having to have that human involvement. You can pre-screen chatters with your bot so that you're only passing the qualified chats, the one you really want to chat to your live team. And you can use bots to route users to the appropriate person based on the chat intent. So for example, the bot screens and figures out whether the question that the person needs help with is support and passes them to your support team, or determines that they have a product-related question and passes them to your sales team. This is an example of exactly what we're doing here with that. So we are testing a bot on one of our pages on the website right now that basically asks the user what they're looking for. First option there is looking for information about products they're not using. That basically routes them to someone on our sales team. The second option is asking if they need help with products they're already using. That's a support-related question that routes them accordingly. And then we have this catch-all, just because there's a ton of different questions that we probably can't solve for, and that also passes them to a human. Tip number 6, make sure your chat agents are properly trained. This is a very important one as well. It's not enough just to have chat agents ready. They need to be well equipped to answer the questions that they're getting. We actually learned this the hard way. We, at one point, were trying to meet the high volume, the high demand of chat on our website, so we decided to hire a bunch of temp staff to help us scale that chat volume. And as a result, the opportunity creation rate of our chats dropped 31%. So obviously this is not ideal. It's a lesson in making sure that your chat agents are properly trained. So some ways that you can go about this, your chat transcripts have a lot of information, so mine those and identify the frequently asked questions that can serve as the foundation for your training. Arm your team with canned responses and things like that so that they can increase their response time and efficiency and ultimately handle more chats. Train your team on how to handle those uncommon questions there's only so much you could do. You really need to enable your agents to solve problems on their own. So provide them access to help documentation, offer training on how to best search your company's knowledge base, and then make sure your team is also aligned on what their ultimate objective is. If the goal is to answer all inquiries in 20 minutes or less, is it to qualify and pass leads to the sales team? What is it? Tip 7, leverage live chat when you're running a promotion. This is a big eye-opener for us. At Inbound 2017 last year, which is our annual event, we launched a new version of our Sales Hub Professional product. And as part of the rollout, we had this promotional period where we would grandfather customers in at a lower rate if they purchased before this certain date. So this was our promotional landing page, and it featured a live chat widget, as you can see. As a result of this campaign, during the last 5 days of the promotion, we saw overall chat volume on our website spike by 23%. So it was very clear to us that chat was a great way to support a campaign like that. When people have questions about a promotion, chat is a perfect way for them to get the information they need, and if they have that clarity, are more likely to convert. Tip 8, give your website visitors choices. So like I said, chat is a great way to offer your visitors and users a chance to have those one-on-one conversations, but there's other choices that they might have as well. This is an example of our our contact sales page on our website. And a couple years ago, or I think it was last year, we redesigned the page to give them a bunch of different options for ways that they can contact us. So as I mentioned before, we have the option to call us directly. That is the highest close rate for us, to chat with us, or to book a meeting. So you're giving people options to communicate with you on their time and in the method that they want. So the breakdown of the conversions on this page it makes it pretty clear that people do like to have that choice, and they will pick the option that's right for them. So 51% of the conversions on this page are people that are booking a meeting to talk with a sales rep at a time in the future. 30% want to just pick up the phone and call and talk to us right now, and 19% prefer to chat with us. Another great evidence of this is within HubSpot's product. So users who are logged into their HubSpot account, we drove 170% more connections by offering chat, meetings, and email as options. So we actually increased the number of connections that we were able to make by giving people that choice. Tip 9, I mentioned that mining live chat transcripts is a great way to train your chat agents. It's also a gold mine of information to use to optimize your website. So the following here are 3 examples of quotes from real chat transcripts that came from our CRM product page. So the product page that we have about HubSpot's free CRM. As you can see, people are really skeptical that the CRM is free. They think there's a catch, they think we're hiding behind something. So this was a great insight for us to use. And one of the ways that we used it is we ran a test on our CRM product page that pitted the CTA on the page, which was get started free, which basically kind of breeded that skepticism that, oh, I can get started for free, but maybe I have to pay down the line. And we pitted it against a new CTA, which was get free CRM, which kind of gets rid of that skepticism, basically says you're getting it for free. And not surprisingly, the get free CRM variation resulted in a 15% increase in conversion rate, which was great for us. This all came from insight from our chat transcripts. Another way we use this information is when we redesigned our pricing page. We knew that there was this skepticism, and if it's about pricing, this is a great place to kind of circumvent that skepticism or kind of combat it. So we added this section on the left here that's highlighted that basically just addresses the fact that yes, the HubSpot CRM is free. It's not a trial. There's no time limit. You can use it for free forever. And the 10th and last tip, test and optimize your live chat approach. That is how we learned all of these lessons that I've shared with you today. And it's a great way to learn your own lessons about chat on your website. Some things you can test, message greeting copy. So on the right here, you see a bunch of different message greetings that we use across the site depending on the page. And these have evolved over the years, over the months. We've tried new things. We've tried to tweak them to see if we can increase engagement with our chat, set better expectations. So that's one of the great things that you can test. Audience targeting, like I said, and then you can use this in conjunction with message greeting copy to tweak the copy that you're using to target different audiences to be a little bit more relevant or personalized. Website placement, like I said, is another great place to test. If you're finding that you are generating a high volume of chat on one page, but it's very low intent and it's not converting, you could test it on a different page. So really figure out what the right mix is for you in terms of live chat and the pages on your site. And then bot flows. I mentioned briefly that bots are a great way to add efficiency to your live chat experience and scale it. Connor Cirillo has a great presentation on bots in this same campaign that you should check out if you're interested in learning more about bots. But there's a ton of things to test in bot flows, from messaging to the length of the flow to the logic in the flow. So there's so many things that you can test. That's it for me. I've really enjoyed sharing all my live chat tips with you. But if you would like even more conversational marketing tips, please visit offers.hubspot.com/marketing in 2020. Thank you for joining me. Bye.